Welcome to the channel. We're going to be taking a look at Captain America. And Captain America, we got Sam Wilson on the left and Steve Rogers on the right. First, we're going to be taking a look at Captain America Sam Wilson edition from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And that's what they titled it at the end. But to start with the series, it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As you can see, it's highly posable. A lot of sculpted detail, a lot of excellent paint on this figure, and there's actually a difference between the shields between this Captain America and also the Steve Rogers version. And speaking of Steve Rogers, here he is, and on his shield it's a little bit different, mainly because it doesn't have the same engraved circles that are on the silver part of the shield. He is also painted really well, and I believe this is the version from Endgame. Now, looking at Sam Wilson up close here, see a lot more of the quality. We got a really good likeness of Anthony Mackie here. And we're going to take a look at articulation. As I get this arm, I'm going to go all the way around. Now do the sculpt of the shoulder. There's not a full range of motion there for moving it out to the side. You got the bicep rotation. And there's a double hinge here for the elbow. Gets you past 90 degrees. And here at the wrist, let me get that here. You do have actually 4 hands that come for this version of Captain America. On this one, you get wrist rotation, of course, but you also get the motion of hinging inward and outward. Same rotation on this side, and for this hand, it's also hinges inward and outward. The other 2 hands are fists that you can go ahead and replace, and I'll show that later. And there you go. Good ab crunch, and you can bend back, but this kind of hinders the movement a little bit. There's another accessory for him. No wings with this version. There is a separate version that I do have that does have that, and I'll review that later in a different video. All right, and yeah, he gets much more of a range, but it's not exactly what you would want to see happen as he's meeting Jason Voorhees. All right, kicks out front to here. It's pretty good range, and about that much back due to the sculpt. So no full splits here on this one. All right, and out to the side, kind of the same hindrance there due to the sculpt on the thighs. And out to there. I mean, most of us, that's about as far as humanly possible we can get without some work. Unfortunately, on these versions, there's no... we get a pretty good knee bend, but there's no drop down hips on this one. And with the ankle, you get a pretty good range there down, and up we get a little bit, but it's about what we would need. And the ankle rocker, if you've ever collected any Marvel Legends, it just twists around, so you can pretty much get any pose that you really need out of that. Now looking at the face sculpt here, or on the head sculpt, and this is the alternate head that comes with it with the goggles and also the rest of the face mask. There's a lot of good detail on there. I'm not sure if you're able to see it in the light here, but you can actually, they have eyes sculpted behind those goggles. And they even got his ears sticking out there. It's a detail that I do like, that they do well here. Very good likeness. It make it look like you're taking old pictures here, the glamour shots. All right. Now, I didn't show the head motion earlier, but you can go a full 360 with this if you want to. It's on a ball joint that's also in a secondary ball joint here in the neck. I'll show you here in a moment. And you get about up to there. And a little bit down. All right. Now to get the shield on here, I'm just only going to show it you on Sam here. And those are those rings I was showing you or talking about earlier. So you know that this one's the Sam Wilson version. So the way I find it easiest to do is to pop the hand off. Put that to the side. I'm going to get the fist here in just a moment. And then you just slide this here. There's a little bit of sculpt detail around the wrist that you're going to have to work around. And that'll hold the shield in place. If you have the fist on there or the extended hand, you're not going to have a lot of luck getting the shield on. All right, and just got to get the post into the hole, and it'll click in once you have it all the way in. It's a little bit hard from behind the camera. When you have it in hand, it's a lot easier to do. And that'll pop right in, and you'll feel it when it's locked in place. There you go. Now the wrist on that one will hinge in and out like I had mentioned earlier. All right. Now to get this head off of here. And I know it feels like you have to be careful with the neck joint, but the neck joints are actually pretty good on these. And you just pop that into the ball joint, into the hollow in the head, and it'll snap in satisfyingly as well. And this is how I prefer to have him pose with this head sculpt and the fist and the hand. And you can take the backpack with the wings from the other version and put it on that one. And for Steve here, it's already got a shield on. I'm not going to pop that off because they already took it off on Sam. And there's a very good likeness of Chris Evans with and the helmet on. You can see all the stitching detail. It's amazing what they can do with these sculpts here. A lot of great detail on that. And the glamour shots. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the articulation here. Now his hand, he doesn't come with a gun accessory, but he looks like he's set for that, or maybe Thor's hammer. And the same range of motion issues with the sculpt there. Depending on where you have a position, you can get a little bit more range. And you get bicep rotation, and the elbow bend here will get you more than 90. Not much, but you do get more. Now this wrist is a little bit different. You can go down and up. And the head gets a full 360 up to there. Feel like you get a little bit more range here, and a little bit down. And I'm just going to go ahead and rip his head off here. Sorry, Chris. I mean, Steve Rogers. And you can see that this one's a ball joint that's on a hinge instead, so it's a different way of doing it. And you can pop the head right on. Cap's ready for business. Now with the straps, they go up past the elbow, so it's pretty much on these. It's just the arm hanging down. There's other shields that are released that have like this clip that you can put onto like the forearm. They're okay. There's always a fear of the clips breaking, and then you have a useless shield. And there you got the ab crunch back and forth. We have the utility belt. I'll show you how that works later. And he doesn't quite kick as high as Sam does, but it moves about as far back as Sam's legs are able to do. Also, there's no drop down hips on this one either. And you do get a pretty good range though with the knee joint there. There is a thigh rotation, so we're going to show that here in a sec. But with the rotation here, set the calves where the boots are, help with posability. I don't know if you want to show his leg got broken or something, but you do get a good range down. And these are tight. You get that much up, and I don't think you need much more really on that. And just like with Sam, you do get a full range there for posing that ankle as you need. All right, and there's the utility belt. It's a loose item that you can get into place however you want. And the wrist here is different than the other. You can go in and out. It's just a little bit more difficult with the strap there. Those are on the shield. All right. And there we have it. The Captain America's Marvel Legends 2-pack. And I gotta say, I love having both of these in my collection. They look great. The stands I'm using are also on Hasbro Pulse. I believe they just got more in stock. And I'll put that in the link below, but I definitely recommend picking these up. And thank you for coming to my channel.